Welcome to Suplex the Sticks, a gaming podcast hosted by David and Seth
Buongiorno.
and Forrest.
Howdy.
Oh, he did a howdy. Seth did a French buongiorno.
Ooh, Italian.
Italian. I don't know. It's all, you know,
It's all the same.
It's all Greek to you.
bread. Bread. It's all bread.
It's
to
all
me.
bread to me.
That we have spent like a month not recording, which
No, this is we didn't take any break, and this our last episode was released just last week.
Yeah.
that's true.
Alternatively, this episode will be a compilation of every episode that wasn't released.
Yeah, we've been
But they just
recording
won't
every
know
week.
how.
We just haven't released them.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
greatest hits.
Yeah.
I have played and beaten Claire Obscure Expedition 33 and the time that we have spent. That game is phenomenal. I don't think there's much more I can say about it that other people on other podcasts haven't already said. But I think everyone should go play that video game. And then I also beat Mario Galaxy because I...
Wahoo!
Hold on. Did we record an episode after I went to Epic Universe?
No,
Oh, well, I went to Epic Universe, and I
you saw
got
the
to,
real Mario Galaxy.
and I
Yeah.
did get to the emphasis of play in the Nintendo area is aggressive. That's probably the most exciting thing I want to talk about is the Nintendo Land area. Because
Imagine
there's some
if it was
stuff.
based on Nintendo Land.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. So there's Mario and then there's Donkey Kong. Those are the two distinct areas. And let me tell you, there's two rides in the Mario area. There's the Mario Kart ride and Yoshi's. It's called Yoshi's something. I can't remember. That is based off the Yoshi's Island games,
Blessed.
which is great. The art style matches the.
So wait, are you like carrying a baby Mario with you the whole time?
So, no.
No.
But you are the baby Mario, and then
Oh.
you are riding Yoshi.
So you're like sitting backwards on the Yoshi?
No, you're sitting facing forward.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's it's
And
close, I
when
guess.
you reach certain areas, even though this is a slow moving people mover-esque ride, if you've been to Disney World, it has three distinct colored shells on the Yoshi to where you have to push them when you get there. It does nothing. It just makes a sound effect.
Maybe it's like in Yoshi's Island where it transformed into a helicopter.
I'm telling you, I rode the ride and pressed the buttons. It just
just
made
mean,
the
like,
sound effect.
Spiritually.
Spiritually, sure. But you get to see a bunch of like the enemies, and you get to see some baby Yoshis, and you get to see baby Mario. Although it is curious the existence of baby Mario and adult Mario in the same world at the same time.
Well, look, this has been a conundrum.
Yeah, it's been a conundrum before, but I'm saying it exists in the theme park now. So it is odd.
The two lines never crossed until Mario and Luigi partners in time. But even then was time travel.
Right.
And then they both appeared in Mario Kart together. And now they just all seem to exist concurrently.
Yeah. But I did get to see Captain Toad,
Maybe
a
it's
really
like-
cool animatronic of Captain Toad,
Ooh.
which made me happy.
Did you have to look through a telescope to find him?
No.
That seems
But
like
he-
a missed opportunity.
There are telescopes around the land that you can step up to and look through and see characters and stuff moving around the world.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. And I saw a bunch of toads that way. We also so even the slowest ride, they implemented some form of interactivity.
Nice.
The Mario Kart one had a lot where you were shooting shells at people, not people like other racers in an AR type of game. It was that ride was bizarre. Also, I want to like sit down. I should have sat down with you and like showed you guys the YouTube video of like someone going through the pre-ride because the explanation of how to do it is the most idiotic Nintendo level unnecessary type stuff there is, which is hilarious because it's just so aggressively Nintendo.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about it. It's sort of thinking about it now. It sort of reminds me of the way that Wii U Star Fox game controlled.
Right. Yes. So like you attach a visor that is attached to your cart seat onto your helmet, and the way you aim your turtle shells
That's some
is where
Speed Racer stuff.
the way you aim your turtle shells is where you're looking. So like
Okay, so like if
so
you
like
go...
you have to literally, you are the reticle, and you have to like aim your head up, down, left, right at the stuff you want to shoot with a turtle shell.
Up, down, left, right. B, A, B,
And the
A.
way they explain all of this is
Select
with
start.
Mii's,
Oh.
which is hilarious.
The Mii's will never die.
All right.
Good.
Uh,
They shouldn't.
but yeah, that was. Oh, this our recording level is so low. That's okay. We're gonna turn it up a little, and hopefully it.
That's
Hopefully
gonna
we
be
didn't
weird.
just blast some eardrums here.
It's okay. They'll be fine. So yeah, it was fun. Great time. I think that it's unacceptable the lines now. We went before it opened because we paid for the, like, there's a ticket you could buy to go in the week before it opened, and it was about comparable to the price of it actually being open.
My coworker the other day, she asked me, just sort of out of nowhere, she's like, Seth, are you ever going to go to the Epic Universe? And I said, well, yeah, I'd like to at some point. And she said, well, I've been 5 times already. It's so great.
Yeah, there are people
It
that.
seems engrossing.
So here's the thing. That is insane to me, unless she knows someone that works there, because it is not part of the season pass.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, like, that means she has paid upwards of $150 to $190 a day to be there 5 times, which is a lot of money. So, yeah, that's a choice on her part. I hope she had fun. She went there 5 times, so I assume she did. But yeah, I've already told Marianne that, like, the day that you want to go, I plan on going with you because I want to be there when you see like the Mario stuff, because Marianne has an attachment to Mario, but she has an attachment to Mario Odyssey, so like it's a very specific section of Mario, and this like really encompasses everything. Like there's Mario 64 stuff in places, and they're playing like Mario Galaxy music, or they'll be playing just like, at one point I had swore I was hearing music from one of the RPGs. Like they're just, every place you go, they're pumping different types, like different eras of music and different renditions. At one point I started crying in the one gift shop. It was a more general Nintendo gift shop, and it's because they were playing a like lo-fi version of the Great Fairy Fountain theme. Like, and it just like the realization of hearing it, and like just like I had like a moment. And that was super cool. I don't know what the heck a Zelda ride would look like. I'm so curious what the heck that would even be like. I was listening to Giant Bomb stuff the other day, and I want to give credit. I wanted to bring this up to the forum of y'all, that Jeff Bakalar had one of the best ideas for a Nintendo ride, and it's that they would utilize the Soren system but make it Star Fox, and that's pretty perfect.
good.
Pretty fun.
That's pretty dang good.
Freaking cool.
But that would be rad.
I'm trying to think of what a Zelda ride would be.
Yeah, like
I think there are a lot of options. I think
You could probably like I know that the person on the ride will not literally be on Epona, but like make the idea of like you're riding around on Epona,
Yeah.
and like fighting some bosses or like Ganon or something.
Ooh, it could be during the big battle,
sorry.
the
Calamity War.
Yeah, that's true.
There you
Yeah.
go. That's good. Okay, give
Yeah.
me. Oh, they could have.
It would be a
my
real missed
brain-
opportunity if they did like a Zelda expansion and didn't have a full sized one of the robots.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, if I don't see like one of the giant robots, I can't remember their names
Yeah.
right now, but yeah,
Guardians.
The
yeah, the
Guardians,
Guardians,
yeah.
yeah. That's a big miss.
Guardian.
and every once in a while it would come to life at like
And make the noise.
point a laser at people. That'd be
Oh
cool.
man, yeah. The way that that park lights up at night is super cool too. The rest of the areas were neat. I they were cool. The Harry Potter land was the most mid because it just felt like you were at Epcot. And I would rather be at Epcot because then I'm not supporting someone terrible. But yeah, the Nintendo World was my favorite vibe of the whole place, and then the Monsters Land had the best ride.
I think it's kind of weird that they did a. I understand why they did a Fantastic Beasts land, like conceptually, because it was a
At the time, they thought it was going to be the
right.
hotness.
I feel like they did plumb most of the major locations in Harry Potter that you would want to go in the
Right.
originals. But I had a thought the other day when I was talking about it with my coworker. What would have been really cool is if they had based it off of and granted it was a very limited appearance, but the Quidditch World Cup.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would
have been a
would've
lot
been
cooler.
Interesting.
And
And
but
it
also
a Quidditch ride.
a more fun ride.
Yeah.
Because the ride that's there is also kind of mid. But yeah, Epic Universe, the Nintendo area is super cool. That was my it's and it is just inherently a play area because also I paid for the Power Up band. That's what they call it, and one of the experiences that you can do inside the land is you can do certain challenges and you get 3 keys and then you get to go fight Bowser Jr. in like a Connect style like game where you and like 12 other people team up to take him down.
Oh, so like basically you're doing the I'm Han Solo dance from
No, it's not a dance, but it is like at one point like you get a fire flower so you can throw like fireballs at the enemies around you and
right,
stuff. And
like in the Han Solo dance.
No. That's choreographed dance moves. This is attacking with precision enemies.
Much like Han Solo does,
Outside of Just Dance Star Wars.
but also inside of it.
No, they're telling you dance moves in that. There's no dance moves here. I get what you're doing.
I don't think they're telling you dance moves. I think he's talking about being Han Solo
Well,
in
yeah.
the song.
Also, one could argue dance could be a very interpretive thing.
Also, you ever heard of capoeira?
Yes, yes. But yeah, that's been
bunch of goofs?
that's been my gaming time. Mario Galaxy was I loved Expedition 33, but replaying Mario Galaxy is fantastic. It made me real sad that there's no easy way for me to play Mario Galaxy 2 because that's at this point
Trapped on the Wii U.
it's the only 3D Mario I've never beaten. I just never played it. And so
You know, I don't know that I ever played it. I know that we owned it.
Wii U owned it.
I never owned it. I never
Wait, was that a Wii or a Wii?
It was
U
a Wii game.
Oh, okay.
owned a Wii game.
Sorry, I'm off. All right, I'm here.
It's a Wii game.
Come on.
The only
back
3D
on.
the only 3D Mario on the Wii U was Super Mario 3D World,
Yep.
which is a great game, but it is level based and not. That's weird. Mario Galaxy is kind of level based also,
Yes.
but not in the
But
same way.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Mario 3D World is like trying to bridge the gap between original
Yes.
Mario and Mario 64 Mario.
Right.
Sort of a quasi 3D.
Yeah. But yeah, Mario games, they're great.
Yes. Well, except for New Super Mario Bros.
No, those are all bad.
They're fine.
They're
not-
bad. You still need to play Mario Wonder because that game is great.
Yeah,
That game
that's
is
true.
very good.
Yeah, that game's great. They really, what a game. But Seth, what have you played?
Well, I've been racking my brain and also looking at my my accounts on my apps, trying to figure out what it is that I've played because for the life of me, I can't remember. I know I have played things. One thing I can bring up, a game that I played and finished on the Xbox, a game that is currently on Game Pass, is a game called Culebra and the Souls of Limbo.
That sounds real.
It is real. So this game, you guys both played Majora's Mask, right?
Yes.
So the Bomber's Notebook.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, Majora's Mask. We all know it takes place on like a time cycle.
3 days.
And all the characters go to the same places and they do the same things every day. Well, every 3-day cycle. The Bomber's Notebook, of course, they're characters who need help, and you go help them at certain times, and then you go somewhere else on a different day. They'll be somewhere else based on you did it. So imagine that gameplay, but that's what the whole game is.
Okay. So it's like Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds.
Not really. Well, I mean, sort of in a sense that there is a time loop, but it is specifically about going like through time cycles and like learning a task that someone needs help with, figuring out like what you can do in specific time frames, figuring out where they're going to be in specific time frames, and using that knowledge through the time loops to figure out the puzzles. The premise of the game is that you are you wake up in limbo, and you are basically moving through, so immediately as your character wakes up, you're visited by this older woman who's like, this is limbo. You're something called a bright soul, and what our job is to help people that come through move on. And so that's what the whole thing is sort of like you are going into these new areas, meeting the people who live there, and basically helping them process trauma in order for them to move on from the afterlife or to the afterlife. It's unclear what limbo is.
Right.
And in that sense, the cycling is sort of symbolic because all these people are sort of stuck redoing the same things over and over because they can't move on.
Yeah.
And you're like one of the few characters that notices the flow of time. So it's a neat little game. It's a short little game. It has an art style that is like a direct homage to Paper Mario, and like the original Paper Marios, like not the ones that were obsessed with being paper.
Right.
It just like looks like it. Yeah, and it's a cute little game. Takes kind of a sort of somber turn toward the end of it. That's kind of unexpected. And also leaves off in a place where I don't really know how to describe it. It's not like it leaves you unsatisfied, but it more like leaves you in the state of you know what you do now is up to you, I guess. It's sort of weird because there's a finite amount of people that you can help in it. They're like the more in-depth ones that are the quest, but there are also just like random souls that will pop up on like a help board, or you can just encounter them who have like one specific thing that they need help with, and then when you help them, they just sort of poof out of existence. And some of them are funny. Others are, more serious. And so yeah, it's hard to explain the way it leaves off without going into like the whole plot details. But yeah, it does leave you in sort of a weird place, and then and there are also like teases that if you wait long enough, something else might happen, but it doesn't appear like that's actually the case. And it just seems to be like a game that just leaves you saying, "Yep, you can keep doing this. It'll be the same thing over and over, and until you decide you want to stop." And so it's a game that I just had to like I played it for a bit after I finished the story, trying to see if there was something that came up, and you just have to decide. All right, I guess I'm done with this.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting way to end a game. But yeah, it's a fun little title. You could probably beat it in a weekend, and it was really nice and kind of heartwarming and moving at different times.
Nice.
And I imagine there's probably none of the specific things in it were like really struck me deeply and emotionally, but I imagine if it could be a game that if there are parallels between what's happening and in the game and the life of the person playing, it could be a very
distressing game.
I don't know about distressing, but maybe cathartic, maybe difficult,
right?
Depending on what people think and how their lives have gone. But yeah, it's a interesting little game.
Nice.
Sort of downloaded on a whim because of the weird logo. Your character's a little snake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little snake guy.
Little snaky
Yep.
snake.
At one point, you become a sidekick to a famous wrestler, and you get to pick your own nickname. What was mine? It was
Should have been Snake the Jake Roberts.
I don't know. It was so much better.
Snake the Jake.
Culebra Wrestling nicknames. Not real nicknames. There's no way I'm gonna be able to Google this.
Well, I'm glad it was fun, and it's
Showdown.
it's kind of crazy the things you can kind of download on a whim, and get joy out of, and stuff like that. I kind of did that with Carrion. I heard that Carrion was fun. I didn't necessarily get joy from that, but I did have fun with it while I played it. It was a weird game that was kind of gross. But especially those indie games, like you can kind of. Are you trying to watch a playthrough?
Yeah, I want to see what these nicknames were because I really like.
Are you sure they weren't randomly generated?
I don't know.
It might be.
I truly don't.
Um.
There's lots of fun little characters in the game.
So.
Oh, it was El Cool.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we really
It just came to me.
to that. El Cool. Forrest, what did you play?
I have played.
Nothing. Halo Infinite.
Hey, don't. I haven't touched that game in a long time. With that said, they did bring back the Hayabusa helmet from Halo 3 this week, and I'm sad because it looks really good, but I don't want to play that game again.
I did re-download it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I saw an
He wanted to get the
article.
Hayabusa helmet.
I saw
Real.
one article that like someone was saying, you might not know it, but Halo Infinite is good now. And so then I was like, all right,
That-
I'll download
That's
it.
what I hear, but I can't. I don't know if I can bring myself back to it. You know, I've done my time more
Listen.
than most people.
I downloaded it. I'm not saying I'm going to play it.
Yeah. That's
It's free to-
downloading it is just the first step.
Yeah.
To potentially playing it again. But yeah, I played nothing and beat nothing. That's a joke, of course. I played South of Midnight and I beaten South of Midnight.
Oh,
Very good
nice.
game. In the best way describably possible. It is a PS2 era action adventure game.
yeah.
And with all the slight animation jank that comes with that, but also like that game has so much heart put into it.
Yeah.
Just like all around, like every single boss has its own like actual song, like not just like orchestral stuff going on, but like actual like lyrics in singing.
Yeah,
and
it's
that pertain to the themes of those bosses. Like, it is a really great game. Honestly,
It's been great to listen to the soundtrack after having played the game.
yeah.
Because, of course, when you're
When you're
going
in
through a
it-
level, the song, like, sort of like in the Alan Wake section, will have to, like, stop and vamp for you to get to the next section.
Yeah.
But, like, to listen to the song all the way through is great.
Yeah.
Because I am going to veer off to get to get the extra stuff.
yeah.
And so the songs at time would be like, all right, well, I guess we got to replay.
going, vamp,
keep
vamp.
it going. Vamp, vamp, vamp. So, luckily, it pretty smoothly did it. It's not like it was herky jerky.
No, yeah,
it just,
never.
yeah.
Yeah. I think I have two detractions against the game. One is the combat occasionally can just not work exactly how you want it to. I find the dodge to be inconsistent at times, or just like enemy attack animations, just like sometimes they just like come out of nowhere. It's like, oh god, and I got overwhelmed a few times. But part of that also is dependent on actually using your powers. And when
That is.
when you do that, when you get in a good rhythm with that, then everything clicks into place, and it's
I was
so
about to
much
ask
fun.
you if you were actually using your powers.
Yes,
Because
I had a
there's
strategy.
there's a couple combats where I would get wrecked, and I was like,
I was like, what am I
what did I
doing
do
wrong?
wrong? And then I realized, oh, I'm
You
just
didn't
not.
touch any
I'm
of the
just not
powers.
using my powers.
Yeah.
I was playing tired, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not actively engaging with the combat.
Yeah.
Which would hilariously happen in the Guardians of the Galaxy game sometimes, because the Guardians of the Galaxy game really depended on you actually using your powers and
And your teammates'
setting your
abilities.
cooldowns and stuff.
Yeah.
And so
Finding a rhythm with that.
yeah.
This is a very similar.
yeah, it's
game
very
that way.
in that vein. I think the combat's better than in the Guardians game, but yeah, I really by the
I
end
don't
of that
disagree.
game hated the Guardians combat.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
but-
I felt the opposite, but yeah, South of Midnight Doe. Yeah,
South of Midnight Doe.
Doe. Love the characters. Love the characters.
Yeah, the characters are
The
so good.
designs, the writing for them
the
all.
art style,
Oh, it's so great. The only problem,
Catfish.
he's the
My
best.
boy
But
Catfish.
he is that guy.
He is that guy.
He may be my favorite character in the game, but I really
Is
like.
he voiced by Neve Schulman?
No, no.
And I also really like the ex-boyfriend of the mom. I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Max.
God, what is his name? I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's
Max.
been a while.
He's got the
No.
silver hair. He's a filmmaker.
No.
No, Seth.
But the only problem I have with the writing of the game is that throughout the game you're going to all these different areas and seeing like all these horrible things that have been enacted upon people, which then those individuals then enacted horrible things upon others.
Yeah.
And you like your whole journey through this game is kind of like helping heal a lot of those things, but a lot of these characters that have done these bad things, even though you get the reasoning for them, like they never face any form of actual like
No, I don't.
justice.
No, I don't think your job is to heal it. I think you're. That's interesting.
Sounds similar to the game I played.
I don't think I think that we see it from different views. Which
Yeah.
I think there were times where you were meant to heal it, and that's I don't want to spoil it, but there were at least some of them where you're meant to heal it. But I think
Yeah.
that some of them,
Especially the first.
right, the first. I think
yeah.
that some of them you're just supposed to understand. You're not supposed to fix it, but you are given the full view of their life.
Yeah. That's fair.
And like and that's the beautiful part of this God, because I wish we could talk about this without spoiling it, because
Yeah.
I do think that one day Seth could play this game, and I think that the stuff that we would talk about would kind of spoil the whole game, especially by the end. But I think the story is genuinely not only about healing wounds, but also understanding the other side of things,
Yeah.
even when it's really hard for you to. And so, like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Where some of them are like, you're not really healing. It's like, well, yeah, I think you are kind of healing yourself by allowing yourself to understand what the other
Others.
person was going through.
That's a really good
Not
point.
not necessarily that they were right in what they were doing, but
Yeah.
you see the motivations and you see what led to them making those choices.
Absolutely.
And it especially informs the ending of the game, where
Ooh.
like
Are,
it sucks. Like it but you understand.
Yeah.
You understand, but it sucks. And so like it's yeah,
are you
it's just
talking about the bit with the hairbrush?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like
I
it's
love that scene.
yeah, it's such a great game.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful game. The story's beautiful. One of my friends, I was curious. One of my friends, Bryce, you've met him.
Yep.
He played the game, and he actually turned the words off to the songs because they were distracting him during the boss encounter, like the boss
Okay.
levels.
I've been there.
Well, so what's weird is, but the words inform the story of
Yeah,
the
like, they
the
have
situation
relevance.
the character's going through.
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, if that, and he was like, I was having a hard time appreciating the game while also trying to appreciate the music and stuff like that. And I didn't have that, but I was wondering if
Yeah.
maybe you did.
No, I was taking it as a full, like I was able.
And
to
I'm not
take
taking
it in
away
as the
from
full
Bryce, like
experience.
it,
No,
because
no, not at all.
he can hyper focus on something, and so like he would like, I bet you I could see him playing this game where he'd be like, go to where that starts singing a new verse, and he'd
And then just
stop,
kinda sit
like,
there. Yeah.
yeah, like because
I
he
did
wants
that
to
twice.
appreciate the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I was taking this game as full of an experience as I could.
Right.
And I just loved it.
Yeah, it's really high up there for me on what I played this year.
Yeah.
Genuinely some very good platforming, some really good, interesting
There-
movement.
So there. Okay, maybe I have another gripe. Those chase scenes,
Oh, amazing!
I thought they could be better. Most of them did not feel difficult enough to me. Like to the point where I felt like I had to do anything outside of the usual
No, they weren't
mobility
hard.
stuff that I was doing. Like I wanted a bit more of a challenge on that end of things.
sure.
But I also understand that like that
Yeah.
is a me thing. That's not the game's fault.
Yeah,
Like,
there was
it
one or
is-
two times where I was doing them, and I'm like, this does feel like I'm just kind of moving.
Yeah.
But they were really cool set pieces.
Exactly.
So like, they wanted you kind of to enjoy the set piece without, with the, in theory, danger behind you.
Yeah.
Even though if you're vaguely competent at moving in a
There
space
is
at all,
none.
there's no danger
Yeah.
at all.
You get
Yeah.
more danger in a regular combat encounter
Yeah.
with like the basic enemy type.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, that makes me happy that you played that, because
Yeah.
it is. I kind of wish that one was. I don't know if it's on PlayStation, but I would. I think it should. They should put that on the Switch too, or something. They should
I don't think it's
get
on
on
PlayStation.
that. Because it is special. That game is just special. The vibes are
Yeah.
immaculate. It does make me
it's
happy.
only on PC and Xbox right now.
It is wild, Seth. Do you remember the initial trailer for this game? where it's her meeting the giant guy. That is maybe 5 seconds of the game.
Also, he doesn't
Do any music or
yeah,
anything.
but in one of the storybook cutscenes in between missions, it shows him singing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, we cut that out for some reason. Dang.
Yeah.
Which made me kind of sad because I went back and watched that trailer
Yeah.
because someone that I'm talking with right now, I was telling her about the game, and I sent her that initial trailer
Yeah.
and then like the launch.
That trailer was just a here's the vibe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
and
that-
By God, the vibes are
Yeah,
immaculate.
and it nailed it. It, you know,
What was your favorite area in the game?
oh, that's really hard. Emotionally, it's hard because there's one area. The first was my favorite. It really hit me. I was just crying
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite was I forget his name, but there's the big swamp baby.
Honey.
Honey, yeah, I really
Love
like
him.
Honey. Yeah.
That's fair.
That part also frustrated me at times, but like that was my favorite section.
Mine was the
the
section after that with like in the other world.
Oh yeah.
With like this like
See, that's
New
the other
Orleans
thing.
style
Seth, there's like
street. Ooh.
ghost jazz and like
It's so good.
And I'm like there's a whole level area of ghost jazz and I'm
It
like
kinda
oh, Seth
okay.
would like this.
That area kind of reminded me of DMC Devil May Cry.
It did kind of yeah. It did give off that vibe.
Yeah, but like
This game was
jazzy.
really close to being a jazz Devil May Cry. This
Yeah.
game, like if the
No, I
combat
get that.
if the combat was
jazz
just
and
like
blues, baby.
an nth more accurate and like had a couple other things,
Yeah.
like it's
Well, it has
also you keep getting powers in this game.
Yes.
There's a power you get like right before like the last level, and I'm like, all right, you're just kind of accumulating. Like
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm
And
not mad about it,
the
but
You know, Devil May Cry sounds like it could be the name of a blues song.
it does.
It does, yeah. The combat abilities, one of my favorite of all times across any video game, or just like the general idea of it. I love an ability where I can launch myself over to an opponent.
Yeah, that's
Or
the best.
bring them to me. Like I love a closing the gap sort of ability, and it's one of like the first ones you unlock for the combat. And I'm like, thank God.
Not to get into film, but it is funny the way that we went through this because my experience was playing this game leading into Sinners, which they both have similar vibes.
They
Interesting.
also deal with some of the same concepts.
Right, and Forrest
Sinners.
and Forrest is watching Sinners and then
Seven
going
ti-
into this
Watched Sinners 7 times before I played this
and then
game.
went into this game.
And for the first cutscene, I went, "Oh, okay, I get this."
Interesting.
Yeah. Man,
What a great double feature! Honestly.
it's listen. I lived it.
Yeah.
A long double feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game actually isn't like that long. It's maybe like 8 hours.
It's pretty long for a movie.
I feel
Well,
like it
it's-
took me longer to. Beat
I
it than
wonder
that,
if
but I also
I-
I kept getting caught up sometimes during some of my play sessions.
Yeah,
of,
I
like,
did go
getting
through
distracted with other
extra
things.
stuff. The game also, the only detractor I have for it is that sometimes it will let you go where you're not supposed to, and I would fall through the level at times because I was like, "Oh, there's got to be something over here,"
And then,
and I would just.
"Wait a
You're right.
second."
There is. That's the end of the level.
Yeah.
And and you could tell like, oh yeah, they just didn't want me to get over there, but I'm persistent.
I tried. Gosh darn it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a great game, man. Really special game.
Yeah.
That I don't necessarily need a sequel, but I do hope that team explores different vibes with it, or
Yeah.
like different.
That's where I'm kind of caught up right now. Is like, I don't think I want a direct sequel,
No,
but I
that
would
doesn't
love
need to
to
be
see
one.
more of some of these characters at least, or
Yeah.
even
A
just
side
like the
quill,
gener-
if you will.
maybe,
Or like so you're I can't remember because it's been so long since I played the game now. What is her Is she a spinster?
A weaver of the Grand Tapestry.
Yes, a weaver of the Grand I would like to play the other weavers.
Yeah.
Play the older weaver.
Make it an Assassin's Creed type kind of thing.
No,
No.
stop. There's even like they mention a couple of the other weavers.
Yeah.
And so
Like
they'll
how there
just be-
hasn't been one in a while, and the
yeah,
last one
like
was
it would
like
be cool to play the other weavers.
yeah,
Sure.
and like the previous Weaver was doing like Underground Railroad type of stuff, like
Yeah.
like very like this game is very charged in like a lot of great ways,
Yeah.
like and, like not in a bad way, you know, but like it firmly roots itself within the community that it is from.
Yes.
And the history that is a part of that. And I think that makes this game and the characters within it and the storytelling, like all of it as a whole, is so much better for it.
I agree.
If they made another game, would it be called like North of Morning?
Could be.
North of Noon.
Morning with a U.
No, North of Noon.
No.
East of Eden.
I
by
think
John
that's already
Steinbeck.
something.
Yeah, it's a novel.
Yeah.
West of Loathing.
Is there?
That's a game.
Yeah, I was
That's
about to
a
say,
game.
that's a cool title.
Those are they're all those are
It sounds like a cowboy game.
they all exist in the same connected universe.
Yeah.
South by Southwest. The the thing itself
yeah,
is
Yeah.
All right, we're 40 minutes in. Let's talk about
you know, it's the summer, so there is one
the summer
thing that
birthday,
happens.
the summer Jeff birthday.
Yeah.
We
Came
don't need
after
to,
the summer Seth birthday.
yes, and it's always between the summer Seth birthday and the summer David birthday.
And it's really a terrible present.
Sometimes it's great. Stop.
Listen, there was that one year we got Metroid Dread, Elden Ring, and
That's
Guardians of the
true.
Galaxy. That was the best one for me.
What I just want to is there anything from this that we cared about? What was your
Are
favorite?
we talking about like the collective Summer Game Fest week?
Let's talk about Summer Game Fest proper, and then we'll do a little bit of
Oh
Xbox.
yes, the grand event that was
Listen,
something.
I think the hardest I popped during Summer Game Fest was that Joker is going to be a racer in Sonic Cross Worlds.
Yeah, it does.
Joker, Ichiban Kasuga, and
And
Hatsune
Hatsune Miku.
freaking Miku.
They were. I think they were good reveals, but also they opened up such possibilities of like it's like Smash Bros. Style. What could be in this? Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Trying to I'm literally scrolling through. Oh, and that the Lies of P DLC dropped. I have bought it. I bought Lies of
Nice.
P. Had to buy Lies of P to play it
It's not on Game Pass
because it's not on Game Pass anymore.
So sad.
They took it off Game Pass probably strategically so that they could sell some copies along with the DLC. It's downloaded on my Xbox now. I haven't, done that yet. So yeah, that was the most excited that I got the whole time because
What
the
the heck
rest
was
of
in
it
it?
was kind of mid.
There's a guy with the "Make FPS Great Again" hat.
Yeah, we could.
Who
Splitgate
so
2 director.
I've
I
listened-
played that, by the way.
how was it?
I am not a fan at the moment.
you think
Really,
they
but
made-
you loved the first
Do you
one.
think they made
Yeah.
first-person shooters great again, like the guy?
No, I think they made a first-person shooter that's almost like every other first-person shooter that I have problems with.
That's what it looked like in the trailer.
Yep.
But he was tired of playing the same Call of Duty every
Yeah,
year.
and he
Dang, that's
He
crazy.
And
wants
he
Titanfall
wants
3.
Titanfall 3, so we have to support him.
So I listened to a couple podcasts.
I don't think he's Respawn Studios.
But he wants it.
I've listened to a couple podcasts since the Summer Game Fest, and they've all posited the same question, and I'm going to posit it to y'all. Do you think that Jeff Cayley knew he had that hat, or was that a game time decision on that
is,
part?
So he would not have.
That
let
hot,
him go.
I do
Yeah.
not think that hat was part
This
of
is-
the rehearsal.
No, this is probably going to institute a new policy of you need to submit to us what you are going to wear, and we have to make sure
So
that it is approved.
I do want to say, I do feel bad for Jeff on this part.
I don't.
Well, no, because this is now like the third time in a row he's been bamboozled by some
Yeah.
by some outside
Well,
force.
look, this is
But here-
if he's gonna bring people
Right.
in.
So here's the other problem: is that he also caused this situation himself because it has worked in his favor before
Right.
by giving people freedom, like Joseph Ferris, where he got like viral because of him.
Yep.
And so he probably thinks I'm not gonna thumbs down these creators because it's worked for me in the past, and it just happens to bite him this time. Do you realize that studio spent six figures
Just
for
to
that
be
spot?
there?
Yeah.
For that spot, they spent
Ugh.
six figures, and the co-CEO of the company decided I'm going to sabotage all the dev work of my employees
Yeah.
and sink this game into the ocean.
I don't think that really had anything to do with sinking the game.
I mean, it's got part of it. As people are not happy.
Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know how much that would actually affect it. Certainly, I think there would be people that were turned off, and will say, you know what, I'm not gonna try that now.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't think it's like I think it's sort of negligible on the amount of people that have played.
I think not only the hat,
But it was a bad look.
right. I think not only the hat. I think the Call of Duty shout out is just
Right.
like, okay,
I actually think that would probably dissuade more people
Oh,
from
yeah.
playing,
Yeah.
it's just gonna make the Call of Duty people.
not play it.
I'm vaguely one of them. Like, be like, well, screw your game. I'm gonna just
Right.
play Call of Duty.
And those
Yeah.
are the people who play first-person shooters.
Yeah, it's just bizarre.
Very.
So Forrest supports the alt right
No.
by playing Splitgate 2.
No.
It's just- it's-
Also, their big reveal was a battle royale,
Yeah.
which he says after saying he wants
Okay.
To make the same
Yeah, he doesn't want
game
to
that
make the
everyone
same
else is
stuff.
doing.
but he
Yeah.
revealed Apex Legends because that's what it looked like.
But it's such a. It feels really weird to me
It doesn't play as good as
that
Apex.
like, the Halo with portals doesn't seem like it would work in a battle royale context.
Yeah, it kind of, at least. So I played one round of it. I would argue that it didn't work well. I just.
Well, yeah, of course not.
Especially because from what they showed, the map seems to be just like a bunch of multiplayer, like regular arenas, and then with open land in between them.
Yes.
Because from what I understand of Splitgate is that it's not like you can portal anywhere.
No, it's like in Portal. There are
Right.
certain like substances or like walls or whatever
Right.
that you can stick a portal onto, and
so
you have
that-
to find another one to stick another one onto.
So that doesn't
to get
really
through them.
work when you have a huge map that you just have to run through, and a lot of it is just going to be open space.
Yeah. Well, there are like a bunch of like mini structures like here and there along
Well,
the
sure,
way that
sure.
have some of those like portal placement spots. So like, but then that
just
that
still
messes up the flow of a typical battle royale match
Right.
of like, oh, you see someone off in the distance and like you chase them down, but there's still that active chase and not just, oh, I see a guy, I'm right next to him right now and he's dead.
Yeah,
like-
it's just still the portal thing just seems dumb to me.
Yeah,
It's just dumb. I think it's just dumb.
I think it works better for the regular multiplayer matches, but the battle royale, it just like, I think it completely breaks the.
I'm telling you, all it takes during a regular multiplayer match is for someone to just completely gank me with a portal from the side, or I'm be like, I don't have to play this.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
stupid. Like I would just be like, I'm better than this. Like I don't know, not I'm better than, but like it's just not my vibe. That's stupid.
I figured something out about myself when I was playing it the other night was that it has an 120 FPS mode. You guys know me. I love high frame rates. I cannot play this game at 120.
No.
It is arguably too smooth for
Yeah,
me to
that's-
be able to aim comfortably.
Yeah.
And
you
it
need a
was
little bit
me-
of the jank.
Yeah, I need. Well,
It's like 60 isn't even jank. It's
yeah,
still
yeah.
good.
It's like 60 is where my bread and butter is, because like 120 is just too much for some reason. But like I'm playing like Devil May Cry or something. 120 is great for that. But with shooters, I think I need it at like 60, or else I'm incapable of even getting a single kill because things are just ever so slightly off, and something in my brain just doesn't process it right.
I'm with
So,
you.
Yeah.
Okay, I finally pulled up a list that will allow me to jog my memory of Summer Game Fest.
The other thing that I super cared about was that Wu-Tang game.
Yeah, that was neat.
Wu-Tang game looks cool. They've been working on that for a long time.
I wish they had shown us more of it. I think the new. I was glad we saw more of the new Ryu ga Gotoku game.
Project Century.
Yes, Project Century, now known as Stranger Than Heaven.
Final Fantasy
looks-
Origins.
yeah,
Stranger of Heaven.
It looks fun. It looks fun.
It looks really detailed.
Yeah.
It is
More
weird.
so than
Any of the Yakuza games.
yeah.
Of course, we already knew about that. It had been previously
Right.
revealed. Another thing that was previously revealed, but we finally saw more of, is the new Yacht Club game, Mina the Hollower, which is sort of seems to be an homage to like the Game Boy Zelda games.
Yes.
And the other thing that I was watching, and I originally thought, I don't know about this, and then they kept showing, is like, I was like, you know, I think this kind of works, was the Lego Mario Party game.
So the Giant Bomb guys have played that.
Yeah.
They played it at the Plays event, and they all really liked it.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it really takes away all of the slow stuff that happens in Mario Party.
nice.
The only note they had was that there's just something with, like, they didn't use dice. They used some sort of number roulette thing, and they're like, I just kind of wish they had used dice.
Yeah.
But but they said it's really fun. It's it's just really fast and snappy, which
Yeah.
is kind of nice.
Yeah, I think the friction of Mario Party is kind of a key part of the game.
Yes, I love it.
and
A
would-
lot of people don't.
Would make
I
it
think
feel
it's
very
great.
different. But it looked fun. It looked neat, and I think that it after like watching it, the trailer, like as I said, as it got further in, it kind of seems like a natural fit for Lego to do a game like that.
I kind of wish this is gonna sound like you're just gonna say it's my Fortnite brain. I wish that they had some of like crossover stuff,
Lord.
like different minifigs
Oh
from
my
like
gosh.
like I just
I'm not
There's
disagreeing.
but they said there's like hundreds of minifigs that are already in there that you can make characters
Oh.
out of.
oh, so if you can make your own, that's cool. I'm not saying I need them, but like I don't
there's a
want
certain
just
fun to be
I
had
don't
there,
want
I
just
get it.
generic wizard man like
right.
because I don't. Here's the problem. I don't like the generic skins in Fortnite.
Right.
Yeah.
You want them to look like
well,
I
something.
want them to
also,
look like something I
don't-
care about.
Also, just going back to like when we played with like Legos when we were kids and stuff, like, or even as adults, like when new sets get announced, we're like, oh, those minifigs rock. Like, I want those.
Yeah.
Like, I want the Batman minifigure.
Literally,
you know,
stupidly-
The giant head.
One
Yeah.
of the prides of my Lego collection is the diorama of the trash compactor scene from A New Hope.
Yeah.
And that's because is the only Lego set that comes with the R2D2 minifig that has his front and back design on it. That doesn't
did not know
exist in any that is the only R2D2 minifig that has that. Stupid fact. No one will care. But I know it's there because it's hidden behind the door. You can't see it because it's technically the back of the scene.
Right, he's not in it. He's
He's not
trying to get
he's
him out.
opening the door, and so that's why the
That's
back
funny.
is on. Yeah, it's it's whatever. But yeah, minifigs, they're cool.
Maybe
I'm both.
if they do,
If I can create my own, that's pretty cool.
if it is Fortnite style, and they have third-party things, I hope they do it exactly like Fortnite. And the first character that they bring in is John Wick.
Yeah, that's I hope that,
beautiful.
and I hope that we get because I could create Hank Hill. Like I can make, what I mean? Like I can make generic ones that are characters that I care about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did the fidelity of that other Lego game make anyone else as uncomfortable as it made me?
Voyagers.
Yeah,
I
it was so.
I did not have a problem with it.
It just
But I
made me
guess I didn't
uncomfortable
think
with
about
how
it.
realistic it looked. I was like, I don't like this.
I'll have to rewatch it.
It just looks too real.
I
It
I
made me
like
uncomfortable.
the way that game looks though. Like I don't know. I think I'm gonna have fun with that one.
No, it did look cool, but I'm saying it just was so high def. That
Yeah.
it freaked me out.
I'll have to take another look at it.
I don't remember it.
Also,
I
we
might
got,
have been in the car.
also the big final thing was Resident Evil Requiem,
Yep.
which the Q is the 9.
Sure.
Also, 9 in Japanese makes a Q sound, so that's-
that's true.
so that's part of it.
That's
Love that.
clever.
Yeah. Wow.
So
That game's gonna be really
that
good.
game, Seth, I don't know if you've been reading the news today. They had a bunch of little showcases
Really?
today
I haven't gotten to check them
with
yet.
trailers and gameplay that just haven't shown to the public, just the press.
Yeah.
It's playable and in first and third person, which is
What?
crazy. Yeah, you can swap it in the menu at any moment.
That's interesting.
I love that.
I'll be
God.
playing it in first person.
I'll
yeah,
probably-
and I'll be playing it first also.
I will do both. I will do 2 playthroughs.
Because the only Resident Evils that I've played have been in first person.
I see.
You didn't play
Ooh.
4 remake?
I was gonna say, you didn't play 2 remake.
I tried.
You
I
feel
don't like it.
honestly, I'm gonna be honest, Seth. That's a
Isn't
double entendre.
isn't 2 remake in first person?
No.
No.
The,
Really?
It does have.
two,
It does
3,
have.
and 4 are all third person.
It
I
doesn't
think you're a
have-
3 remake kind of guy.
It doesn't have the static camera. It doesn't have the static camera that 2
Yeah.
originally had.
Yeah.
That was the big deal with that, is that you could move the camera.
Man.
I still need to play 2 remake.
I swear I thought it was
still
in
like
first
it.
What?
person.
I tried. I tried. I
Dude.
didn't care. I played 4 remake. Apparently, people's theory is that you're going to play as Leon Kennedy in this game. So that'll be fun.
Maybe. Oh, speaking of Resident Evil 4, actually, over the course of our break, I did play the first 30 minutes of Resident Evil 4 because I've never played it before. Like the original version.
Oh,
Because,
play the remake.
yeah. Well, yeah, of course. But one of my friends was at work was just like flabbergasted with me. And he's like, I don't even know who you are anymore when he found out that I hadn't actually ever played that game in any capacity. So
You
he's
played
like,
the remake, didn't you?
Not yet. I haven't gotten around to it.
Wait, I was the only person that played RE4 remake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that y'all played it.
No.
Nope.
Oh, well, that game was good. I liked it.
Yeah. I remember watching you play it a lot. And then
You
I
did.
bought your copy from you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So thank you.
no problem. That game's good. People should play it.
I will.
But my brain is also now, I'm realizing I'm conflating the beginning of 4 and the beginning of 8 together in my head.
They are basically the same.
They are basically the same intros to the game.
It's just Ethan Winters doesn't have that sass that
Man.
Leon does.
Winters.
Ethan Winters.
Wonder if he's gonna come back somehow in 9.
I hope
Did
so.
Ethan Winters have sass?
No. That's what I'm saying. Leon had sass.
Oh, I thought you were saying the opposite.
No. No. Ethan Winters had
Mold.
mold.
He had mold. That's true.
He had a mold baby.
There's no way to dispute that.
Do you
I'm-
think Resident Evil Requiem is what happens when Ethan Winters gets pierced by the stand arrow?
Yes. After already having a stand.
Right,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
He had the
I'm-
stand Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I'm very, very
Or I guess it would be called
confused.
Biohazard.
Yeah.
I'm very confused as to like what the open worldness of this game is going to be and how that's going to translate.
Yeah. Well,
But-
also like there was the RPD in that trailer.
Yeah, you're
Like
playing.
they're going back.
I wonder if you're going to be able to go to the original mansion.
Yeah. Oh my
That'd be
god. Shut up. Oh, I would love that.
I don't know why they would do
Spencer-
that when
I-
that's
well, yeah.
basically what 7 was.
It was,
7 didn't go to the mansion. Though.
No,
But-
but I
but it
mean
was
they
a spiritual
basically
successor.
Yeah,
recreated
yeah.
that experience.
Yeah.
It would
That's
be cool.
why I
though.
like 7 so much.
I could see it being like a sequence where you you know
Well, it's like,
like
the RE5
like your character
situation.
gets like knocked out and wakes up in the mansion, and it's like a tiny little snippet that you have to get through.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe this is their
It's like
way
a Metal
of
Gear
doing.
Solid 4 situation.
Maybe this is their way of doing a true RE1 full remake, but it's within this game.
God, stop.
Uh,
Stop, Dave.
I don't
Because God
I'm
knows,
going to be so
I,
sad when this doesn't happen.
I tried to play the RE1 remake, and that game sucks. That
It's
game
just
is not
old.
good. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
old. It's old
and it's very hard
that's
to
fair.
compare to
full of mold,
the.
but not the Ethan Winters mold.
It's hard to compare to the modern Resident Evil remakes for sure.
Right. I need to retouch that.
Nah, just go play that one DLC from 5.
I'm not touching 5. Racist.
God.
Racist game.
5 and 6 were very racist games.
Yeah, and everyone, like, every time I see people say that they need to remake 5 and 6, I'm like, Capcom doesn't want to touch that. Not today. No, sir.
They
want to
they're on
pretend.
good. They're on good standing with basically everyone right
Yeah,
now.
They want to pretend those two games don't exist.
I'll eventually have to remake them.
No,
It's destiny.
I
Yeah.
think they won't.
No, it's a different franchise.
It's like Coheed, where they've done tours of, like, we were playing our albums front to back, and the next tour would be the album everyone doesn't like, and so I'm pretty sure they're not going to do that. Like, it's
The racist album.
Well, it's not that's racist. It's just that it's not good.
Like racists.
Racist is not good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great sentence.
Yes, sir.
Racist is not good.
Racist is not good.
Bold stance today.
True.
But okay, so that we got our summer Jeff out the way. For the most part, did you see
Summer
anything?
games, Jeff.
I watched some trailers here and there, but honestly, we pretty much covered all the stuff
Yeah,
that I was.
there's a lot of sequels to
interested in.
games that I forgot existed. Like, no, I forgot Mortal Shell was a video game.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else worth talking about. So let's
Yeah.
not go through the whole list of things. And
Well, no, I'm not going through the list. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
I
that
just don't want
there's
to talk about it anywhere.
there just was.
There's
it's-
more. There's better things to talk about that happen.
I'm just saying
in
that
different
it is
things.
funny that sometimes games get sequels, and I
That's true.
have memory hold them.
There was Mortal Shell specifically. I know there was a contingent of people like right when it came out that were like, "You got to play this. It's great. It's the next great Souls-like." And
It's
then,
not.
And then it sort of that crowd disappeared when a new game came out.
Yeah. Whereas us Liza P stands are vindicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was another sequel in there. I can't remember what it was, but where I was like, I can't remember. Code Vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Code Vein getting a sequel is interesting.
Yeah, where I was like, oh, I don't know what this is.
So does this
those
mean
were
we're
the-
gonna get a Scarlet Nexus 2 at some point?
Yes.
There was
And I'll
there
buy it
was
for
some
95
trailer.
cents in Tennessee.
There was a trailer for something during the. I don't know if it was during this or during Xbox that I really thought was Scarlet Nexus.
Yeah.
And then ended up being something else.
That's funny.
It might have been. It was probably one of those stupid free to play games.
Oh, that was the only other announcement I cared about. They announced
It might have been the thing where One Punch Man showed up. And Boros.
that two of the two characters in the new Marvel side-scrolling
Cosmic
beat 'em up.
Invasion.
One of them is Rocket Raccoon, and one of them is She-Hulk. And I don't care about Rocket. I don't need him to be a playable character. I'll be a fuddy-duddy about this. I
But
don't
he's
care.
got guns, so he might be fun to use.
Sure. But I did
Hear me
learn.
out.
I did learn about that game from people doing playtests that you actually choose two characters at the start of the game, and you tag team.
That's great.
So that's pretty cool because there is 16 playable characters for this game supposedly, and that's a lot for a side-scrolling
Yeah.
beat 'em up.
Love it.
So yeah, that's cool. So I'll
Usually,
get to be.
you should get like 3
I'll get to be.
Yeah. Maybe
or 4 if it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles has 4. The Power Rangers game has 5. Scott Pilgrim. That's the other game that
Yes.
did get announced during this.
A new Scott Pilgrim beat 'em up.
The new Scott Pilgrim beat 'em up. And then the Xbox showcase, which was strange.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty good. It just was strange. They didn't have too much stuff that I super cared about.
Yeah, I kind of actively sighed at a few of these.
Man, do I think that Hollow Knight Silksong is coming out at the next direct. Just guaranteed. Shadow dropped. Because they
I think it's coming out with the ROG Xbox Ally.
Now, the wording, I've rewatched that trailer because I'm
Of course you have.
one of the sickos on Reddit.
I mean, they said it will be available
It
at
will-
the launch
correct.
of the Xbox
It does not say it's
Ally.
launching aside. It just says it will be available. But they have been updating the website.
Yep, the Steam page.
They've been updating the Steam page. All signs point to Silksong.
to soon.
Silk soon.
Soon.
That was a good bit of Summer Games Fest is when they brought out the
That was not a good
when
bit.
they had
No.
the director of Resident Evil say,
yeah.
say,
Okay, sorry.
you just have to
Wrong one.
we've been working hard on Resident Evil 9 and you'll have to wait a bit longer for us to show it to you. And all of us in the room are like, why would they bring out this guy to talk about the game we already know is coming and not
Right.
show anything? And it turned out he meant literally because it was like 15 minutes later that
Right.
that the show ended with.
I thought you were going to say the Deadpool VR bit.
No, that was
and
stupid.
that was bad. And also did you see that?
No, so I didn't
Oh.
actually watch like the. If we're talking about
Okay,
the Xbox
so-
showcase, I didn't actually watch it. I just like went to the playlist of all the trailers and went, yeah, I'll watch this one,
Jeff-
this one, and this one.
Jeff pretended that his show is being taken over, and Deadpool said, "Sorry for interrupting the Hollow Knight Silksong trailer. Here's my new game." And it was a Deadpool VR game exclusive to MetaQuest 3, which made everyone so happy.
I'm very happy I missed that then.
I'm very interested terribly in the ROG Xbox Ally X,
Same.
depending on how much that costs.
Look,
Oh, okay. So I'm less interested in the X. Not that I don't want it, but I think I will be on a budget, so I'll be getting.
I had
the regular one.
a actually long conversation with my coworker about this yesterday. I sort of understand that this exists, like conceptually and in a vacuum. Like it makes sense that Microsoft would be like, oh yeah, we can make a tiny computer handheld and call it an Xbox. I don't understand what this product is for. Because, for all intents and purposes, it is just a ROG Ally. I feel like if you told me that Xbox was making a handheld like this, I feel like it would imply that there is some sort of native compatibility with Xbox games.
There is.
There is.
No, you are getting
No,
the
I watched
Xbox
videos
PC
about it.
games.
Yes, I watched a video about it.
Right, and I'm saying I would assume it would work with just Xbox games. But it works with Xbox games that are available for PC.
It works
Which
for
is
all.
most of them.
It works for it is a ROG Ally, yes, but it has the built-in operating system that Microsoft specifically built for handhelds. That's brand new, and it direct boots into that. You could still side boot Steam OS onto this, just like you can with the ROG Ally and everything. But with this, you are at least having a clean Microsoft Xbox experience with Game Pass and everything. Like, it is a cleaner out of the box experience than a ROG Ally.
Well, sure.
Because you're trying to
But
use
you're only
Windows
getting the
on
games
your-
that are Game Pass PC.
Yeah, that's most. There's so many games on that. What do you like?
I mean, I guess. I just think, like, it
there's so many games on that.
I know, but what I'm saying is it's not offering anything that is not being offered on the regular ROG Ally.
I don't think you can run those.
The operating system.
Well, I don't think the regular one can run these Xbox PC games natively.
They can.
They can?
Some of them. I'm
Because
saying
they're just PC games.
because they're just PC games.
Well, sure, but like, I think part of the selling point for this one is that I think it is supposed to be all native.
I suppose so.
And it is more powerful.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but that's
Ooh, yeah.
that's sort of a given with any new kind of
Right.
tech that
But
comes
it's,
out.
I think, so here's the big selling point for me. I understand what you're saying. The big selling point for me is I hate PC gaming.
Right.
And so the selling point for me is native software that makes it perform like an Xbox. Even though I know my Xbox is a PC, I'm not stupid. But it has a shell on it that makes it not, to my brain, work like a PC.
Sure.
And so, like this, it's going to make it operate more like a piece, more like an Xbox, which is great for my brain. And it has offset joysticks, unlike the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Big deal
And
for
two
me.
joysticks, unlike the Steam Deck.
Steam Deck has
Deck-
two.
Yeah, that's right. It's the
They're just both way up at
it's
the top.
where the D-pad would be that they
Yeah.
have the click pad.
I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I know where you're coming from.
I just think it's a weird announcement because of
Well, they
all of the rumors that were saying Microsoft is making a dedicated handheld.
Well,
and then
internally
it
they've
turned
stopped.
out they backed off development of that.
because of Trump. It's mostly because they don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
So why work on making it when they can just slapdash this?
Yeah,
You know
I
what
just,
I mean?
I just find it to be a peculiar product.
It's sort of. I mean, you can. I see where, but it's like, why is there a PlayStation branded backbone? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's.
I mean, but that's just sort of. I guess so. But I feel like that, it's mostly superficial.
It is mostly superficial,
And
but for me,
I just
Simple-
don't see what
Boy.
what is the market hole for this
me.
item. Yeah. Okay.
It's the-
Me, as
the
someone
sim-
who
the
doesn't have
simple-
any of these,
The simple
types of
boy that
systems.
doesn't want.
you want
so
plug and play,
I want plug and play, and this gives me plug and play.
and it's not running Linux.
It's not running Linux. I could get the ROG Ally, sure, the base one, but I'm gonna have to boot into Windows, and then
Yeah, like so like for me,
I bet someone will end up dumping the OS, and it will be able to
to just
be able to
get it on your
silo it.
regular
no, yeah,
already.
they're
sure.
they're open that you can do that.
Yeah.
but this will boot into it,
right.
Yeah.
and so
You don't have to go into settings and make it do it yourself.
exactly,
Yeah. As someone who does not have any kind of system like this, I do
You
not
have
have a Steam
one.
Deck. Well, the Switch is that's over there. I can't do anything that's not just a Switch related.
Right.
I'm very interested in this because part of it is also I've had this thought lately of a lot of times when I'm at home playing my Xbox, I'm just playing multiplayer games. And I want to be able to play my Xbox games, like the single player Xbox games, wherever I am, so I can focus on them wherever I am. Because when I'm at home, I'm usually playing multiplayer games. So, like, this kind of thing will give me a better gaming experience than just plugging my controller into my iPad and hoping that my Wi-Fi connection wherever I'm at is good enough to stream the games.
and it's got cool lights around the joysticks.
Yeah.
It is.
And they're
it's,
offset joysticks, buddy.
It's very funny to me
We're
that
winning.
for so long, and it's sort of still happening, that it's always been, our consoles have to have better and better specs. And now people are realizing, oh wait, actually what people want is to be able to, is just portability. It doesn't really
portability
matter.
and accessibility.
The specs don't matter except for the extent that you can play games.
Yeah.
And also,
And generally when you're playing them portable, you don't really care what it looks like.
Yeah, you don't need the high. You do not need to be playing a game at 4K portably.
I also want to note, I love my Switch too, and it feels great to hold and play. This thing looks like it has much better ergonomics, and so I'm excited about that. And the Ally X, the top one, has those PlayStation triggers on it. I don't know what the heck, the haptic, whatever.
What are
They
those
have,
called?
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like the special triggers. Also, hilariously, you're going to be able to play God of War on your Xbox. And Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And whatever else games Sony has put on PC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very funny.
Very funny.
Don't tell Sony
indeed.
that; they'll take them off. Of the
They might.
services.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they
Found a way.
have some kind of like
Block
DRM that
yeah.
specifically makes it so
Xbox.
you can't run it on these.
That's crazy.
That seems like a thing that Sony's in particular would do.
They're spiteful in that way.
There's a Plague Tale trailer that actually made me want to play the other ones, even though it's a prequel.
Yeah.
What do you think about the ROG? I know you guys are excited. What are you gonna think when it's $600 for the lower end one?
I'll
I don't
save
know.
up for
Yeah.
a year then.
I don't know what the pricing is going to be. That will change my.
My tune.
By then, I'll have a better idea of what the Switch 2 is capable of.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Interesting. So I saw a quote today.
yeah, Koei Tecmo guy.
Yeah, from Koei Tecmo. They're working on Wild Hearts, maybe port for Switch 2. I couldn't really tell.
They said it's as powerful as the Series
Yeah,
S.
they say in terms of like.
Okay.
Yeah, in terms of like actual performance wise, like specs wise, everyone's compared it to a PS4.
Yeah.
But he's
like
like
a PS4 Pro.
Yeah, he said in terms of performance, it pretty much matches the Series S.
Which the Series S is pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like my Series S a lot. Let's see. Silk Song was the biggest part of that.
Ninja Gaiden 4.
That Super
Looks so
Meat
good.
Boy game looked pretty neat, but it's coming out next year.
Yeah.
So I have never played Super Meat Boy.
Me either.
But I can appreciate they're going into 3D there. But man, it really it has very little visual identity similar
Right.
to the original Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
I also think the transition to 3D makes it really weird when he's just walking around and his blood juices are just going everywhere.
I
I was like,
I
oh,
tried to-
that's like, I knew that was a part of the original
I
game.
kind
but
of
I was like,
hope you can
"Ugh."
turn that off.
Yeah, it was very distracting.
It's part
for
of
me.
the game.
I just want a good platformer. I don't want the juices. That's my.
If you want a good platformer, I'm not sure this is going to be the game you want to play.
It's like pretty well known as like a very good like hard platform.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's good in a very specific way.
Just go and play Celeste.
and that
again.
it is
Yeah, I might
incredibly
just play
precise
Celeste
and
again.
punishing.
Indiana Jones DLC is coming.
And Celeste was precise and punishing, but it was also forgiving,
yeah, that's
which I don't know that Super Meat Boy is known for being.
No.
yeah. Let's talk about this Game Freak game.
Heck yeah.
Yes,
Every
Beast
texture-
of reincarnation.
Every texture that they have left out of Pokemon.
Has been put
They
into
have put into this
out of
game.
Pokemon for the last decade.
Yeah, this is the first.
Has been
Okay,
put
I just
into
want to
this
say
game.
this is completely out of pocket. I can't. Game Freak should be ashamed for doing this. I just want to say that to them. How dare they?
Are you afraid Nintendo won't take them back?
No, I'm not. No, I
Is it
think.
how dare you run around with the other?
No,
the
it's
people on the
how
other
dare
side of
you
the
do
street?
this for this. But I don't know how much of this is hearsay or not. There's a guy. We all know of the website Cerebi, the
Yes.
sort of online Pokemon
Hub.
hub. The guy Joe Merrick who runs it. I follow him
Yeah.
on Twitter.
He's a good follow.
And he, over the a few days after, I guess people had been asking him about it.
He said, "I don't know. It's not Pokemon."
No, he did not say that. He actually, I would generally trust him to know this because of how long he has been covering Game Freak and Pokemon, and how he's basically the source for for actual news out of Pokemon Company and
Yep.
out of Game Freak. I guess what he was saying is that this game is a result of, I forget what the project. It's like an internal project that Game Freak does, where they sort of act as a co-developer and publisher. So they basically have a very small team of internal developers that works with an outside team who does the majority of the work.
I see.
And they've done it with some other games. Like, I'm trying to remember one of them was like Giga Wrecker Alt, which was this sort of side scroller type of game. I think that one.
The town.
Yeah, I
Might-
think Town might have been one of them. But they are games that they put their name on, and they are games that they do work on. But from the way he phrased it, it seems like he was more going at it from the perspective of no manpower was being moved off of Pokemon to do this.
For this, yeah.
But I think my takeaway was more that all of the non Game Freak looking things about this game are probably coming from the non Game Freak developers.
Yeah.
But it is just it's horrendous that they will put their name on a game that looks like this
Because it
after
looks so cool.
after putting out Pokemon that looked like that.
Yeah.
Like my common refrain has always been, well, they only ever worked on the handheld games. Maybe they just don't know how to do it, which is
Wrong.
hardly an excuse.
Yeah.
But now it's just incorrect on its face.
Yeah, it's whenever their name showed up, I was blown away
Yep.
at that.
And frankly, I have no idea what the game is. I don't know that I absorbed any information
They made a
from this
Sekiro.
trailer.
At least that's what it looks like.
They made a Sekiro Nier type game.
Yeah. But yeah, that's weird.
It looked really cool to me, honestly. I'm pumped for it.
We'll see what comes of it.
Yeah.
My highlight of this showcase was Clockwork Revolution. Everything about that game looked like something I mess with.
Yeah,
I
that's
would like
fair.
it.
My one takeaway, aside from it looks really good, it actually gives me Dishonored vibes, is that also this 5-minute trailer is the longest 5 minutes I've ever watched. It felt like I was sitting there for 15.
Yeah, it was
there
great.
was so it was so just densely
so
packed.
dense.
Yeah.
It was thick.
Yeah, that was a thick trailer. But yeah, it looks very good.
Grounded 2.
Yeah, this is kind of a neat thing. It always shocks me how many things Obsidian is doing.
Is Grounded even
Obsidian-
out of
Yes.
early pre?
Yeah.
yet? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Obsidian has released 6 games in the past
3
3
years.
years.
Yeah,
It's
it's wild.
absurd.
They've got to have 4 internal teams or something.
Yeah,
doing
or
this
they're
stuff.
just working extremely efficiently.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it's
I
probably
don't know.
that's probably true.
Which they also Sea of Thieves is on season 17, and they started seasons multiple years into that game existing,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. But then not
That's
to
not
take away
Obsidian.
from
That's
right.
Rare.
But still, those are the 2 studios inside Xbox that seem like they're cooking because
Constantly.
Sea of Thieves. I don't know if you guys know. I was listening on a podcast the other day. It sold buku copies whenever they put it on PlayStation. Just breathe the whole
New life
extra
into it.
life into that game.
Nice.
Yeah,
Extra Life?
no, they're bad.
Oh. Heard.
They're wow, Forrest, you do live
Sorry,
under a
too
rock
busy
sometimes.
playing video games.
Yeah,
and
they,
watching Sinners 7 times.
They bought Polygon and then laid off
Oh yeah.
everyone
that's
that
right.
worked at Polygon.
Oh.
That was weird.
Yeah, you really missed the boat on that one.
I was also maybe confused. I thought Extra Life was a gaming event,
No,
not
it's
a
a
company.
wiki. It's a wiki.
Jesus Christ, I'm
It's
so out of the loop.
It's the Souls wiki.
That sucks.
You're thinking of Extra Life, not Fextra Life. Extra Life is the charity event. Fextra Life is the wiki.
I have
Wow.
no idea what
You are
this
so-
conversation is about.
You are so right.
Yes, I
What
know
the
I'm
heck?
right. I know. I'm correct. I'm smart sometimes. There are no ghosts at the Grand is
This was a wild trailer.
this trailer.
It looked really cool.
I want everyone to know that everyone talks about how great Blueprints is, and this is my Blueprints. I'm watching it and I'm like,
What if you play it and it's too similar to Blueprints and you're like,
but here's
oh,
the thing, it's not gonna be
that's
because it's not
probably
gonna be randomized, and so like I'm gonna have a big escape puzzle room game where I can make the house look pretty, like in Pressure Washing Simulator,
Yeah.
and it's gonna have puzzles. I'm gonna have a great time.
It looks
Yeah,
awesome.
it looks fun.
honestly.
It looks awesome. The little paint guy, I love the paintbrush guy. I'm
Creepy
all
cat.
in. I'm all in on what they're doing. So yeah, that's my vibe. I'm scrolling.
Fate's
yeah.
End looks really cool to me.
Yep. The tarot-based something
Yeah.
action game.
I
The new
did not
the new
like.
Double Fine game
I did not like it.
where you're a walking lighthouse.
Did not like it. Didn't vibe.
I
Did
vibed
not.
with it.
Did not vibe with being a walking lighthouse. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think it really just all depends on where the center of balance is going to be for those animations.
See, that's the problem. My brain is watching it. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to control this.
Yeah.
This is like if you gave me control of like one of those long necks in Horizon. I'm gonna be like, what am I gonna do with this?
Yeah.
This is unwieldy.
How do I make this work? It's
Yeah.
unwieldy, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have to wobble around, and not falling is probably going to be a big part of the game.
And I'm already doing that in Death Stranding.
Yeah, I was about
so-
to say, holy crap,
This
this,
is a
the next
Strand
Strand
type
type game.
Oh my god, we figured it out.
Holy crap.
Man, I did not talk about me getting into Death Stranding and it scratching the itch of my brain. But yeah, I'm deep in it. Not like deep in the game, but I'm mentally.
You're deep in the beach.
I'm thinking. I'm on the
He's
beach.
Mentally,
on the
I'm
beach.
on the beach.
Mentally, I'm Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
I will beat that game and then I will play Death Stranding 2 and it'll be glorious. I am Kojima pilled. Now.
Welcome to the club, buddy. Even though I haven't played
Now
Death
that's a
Stranding
nice
yet.
shot. Have you guys seen the clip of? Did you guys know of the secret special event that happened during Summer Game Fest?
It was a
Where
Death
Hid-
Stranding 2 red carpet, wasn't it?
Hideo Kojima held his own red carpet
Premiere.
for Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
And there was like no one at it except for the people in Death Stranding 2.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So he held his own red carpet for his own game. And there's a clip of these two Asian women coming up to stand next to Kojima, and Jeff Cayley standing there watching it happen, and he walks away and goes, "Now that's the shot." and it's like, what? What does that mean, Jeff?
That's weird.
Everyone should know about that. This is great. And then Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
This is a bummer of a final reveal to me.
Yeah.
To me,
It is a bummer. Black Ops 6 is great. Really
here's the
fun
thing:
to play.
the beginning of this trailer looked like it was like Alan Wake,
It did look
yeah,
like it
in-
was Alan Wake.
but in cyberspace, and then it was Call of Duty with Milo Ventimiglia, and they're clearly imitating the Black Ops 2.
Right.
What is it? The case,
Yeah.
the image that was on the game case
To
to trick people.
Yeah.
So my brain immediately went, hold on, this isn't how Call of Duty works.
Man, it's too bad. I'm just thinking out loud. It's too bad that this didn't premiere at Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the stinger for the Xbox showcase.
That would have been hilarious.
Is that I was like, hold on, they cannot do Black Ops 7 after doing Black Ops 6 right away.
Oh, but they are.
But they are because of how bad the development went for
Turns out this is actually Modern Warfare.
No. Actually, what's that third studio they have? They have
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer. The development went so bad with Sledgehammer.
Yeah. For
For
World
whichever
War II
one.
was
no,
the
no,
one
no,
they did.
no. There was
Advanced Warfare
the next
X.
one they were supposed to
next-
make.
Gotcha.
Went so badly that they had to do
circled back
that
around
they-
to Treyarch and
Well,
said,
no,
hey.
they had to do back-to-back Modern Warfares.
Oh,
Do you remember?
yeah.
And so the deal was
forgot about
the
that.
deal was Infinity Ward. You're going to do back-to-back Modern Warfares. Treyarch is going to do back-to-back Black Ops.
That's insane.
In order for Sledgehammer to have
To
time
get their
to make a
crap
game.
together.
Yeah, because of how bad the development went for their game.
That's crazy.
Internally, they were like, "This ain't gonna come out. We can't release this," and so that's crazy. But that's what happened, and I had forgotten that we had 2 Modern Warfares in a row.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
Man,
I
that's
did
actually
too.
crazy.
I know to Seth it's uninteresting. It's Call of Duty, but it is weird. It's because we all know that they've had offset cycles.
Since 2007,
Yeah,
or I guess 2008 technically.
Like we all know
Well,
that
no, 'cause-
they come in offset cycles, and we all play them every year.
Yeah,
Much like we all
love the Wii Shop
and
channel.
check
We
it
all
every
love the
Wednesday.
Check it every Wednesday.
but yeah, the other small stuff. There's an Invincible fighting game.
yeah.
Yep.
Where they
Are there
I'm
enough
sorry.
characters in this show to make a fighting
yes,
game?
there's a ton of characters in the show.
Yes.
I do want to note
Will they
they
play
called it
differently
Invincible. They called it Invincible Versus, and I kept waiting for them to announce another property that
Capcom.
Invincible was fighting, because I think that if you call your game Invincible Versus, what are you fighting?
Yeah.
It has
Just
to be
fighting.
something. You're just fighting. Gears of War Reloaded.
It's coming to
They showed
PlayStation.
maybe 5 seconds of Persona 4 Revival, probably just to tell people it was real after the voice actors decided to do a weird little strike.
Good for them. Also,
I too have not been asked back to do a voice
reprise
and-
your role.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think I disagree with you on good for them. None of the people that voice acted in Persona 3 were asked to come back.
This is true.
They
They should have
haven't-
expected it, honestly.
Yeah.
Persona 4 was much bigger in the West.
Sure. Yeah.
Can I complain?
Yeah.
Is this a safe space?
It depends.
Why are we getting a Persona 4
It's
remake
a safe space
when we
until we
just
hear what
got
you say.
Golden put onto everything within the last 3 years,
Well,
which is a
okay.
completely
Because the Persona
great for
3
that
remake
game.
made
That-
buku
Okay.
dollars.
Look,
Sure,
is-
hear me out.
That is not a
Why-
reason why they would not
Hold on.
re-release the thing.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Lord.
When
He
you are
he thinks he's
considering,
about to cook.
yeah, I am cooking. I am frying this rice right now.
They should remake Persona 5.
I almost
Re-royal.
strangled you.
Persona 5 R.
Now we're cooking.
When you are considering remaking a game, I think the most important thing should be: is there any way to play the original on current hardware in any form? No, then you should be remaking those
But
games
they
first.
re-released Persona. They were able to play Persona 3.
You know, there's this really cool thing about the Persona series. There are 2 games before Persona 3.
Yeah, but no one likes those
You know how you can change that?
by memory holding them and hoping people only think of Persona 3, 4, and 5.
They already do.
It's the same way that Elder Scrolls doesn't think about anything pre-Morrowind.
Yeah, and I think it's stupid. I am
mean,
genuinely
hold on.
Well, they do
frustrated with this.
They do
Street
reference
Fighter
stuff
does the same
pre-Morrowind.
thing.
They do.
Street Fighter does the same thing with Street Fighter 1.
What?
That's true.
Oh, well, yeah, and that sucks.
They don't.
It should
Street
still-
Fighter 1 isn't included on any collection that
And
Capcom's releasing.
It should be. Like
It's not a good
you're
game.
Not, this okay, and it still needs. It should be as part of games preservation, which is the entire point of those
Sure, but
collections.
I'm not
So
a
you're saying they
curator
should
in a
remake
museum.
Street Fighter 1.
Yes. Also, I'm saying they should remake Personas 1 and
He's
2.
he's making the argument for Battlefield 1.
Now, if they
Which is-
remade Personas 1 and 2, what kind of game would they be?
Yeah, because they're not.
Because those were like
yeah, those are more like
those are
S&T
tactical
game.
RPGs.
Well, yeah, that too. Well, you know, that's the whole
would
fun to
require-
find
it
out
would
with a
require a lot
remake.
more
You have to
work.
rework it from
It's
the
just
ground
so
up.
much more work.
Lord forbid we get an experience that we didn't just get 3 years ago in this godforsaken
Yeah,
industry.
first of all, we didn't get that
Yeah.
experience 3 years ago. We got more access to that experience 3 years
Three-
ago.
okay, sure.
But that Persona 4 Golden is still like a decade old.
It's a PS2 game.
No, but Persona 4 Golden is a PSP
Vita.
game.
You're right. It's
Vita.
a PS.
Oh, it was on Vita?
Yeah.
Oh, it was-
It's the Best game I have
Right,
on
yeah,
there.
yeah.
That
Persona,
game was
it
a PS. That the Vita
it
was a PS2.
Persona
though. I don't know
3.
what the-
That was
Yeah.
the PSP.
Anyways, I'm just saying, I wish Personas 1 and 2 could get even a modicum of respect from Atlas.
Also, I'm
and
gonna say it,
a tiny
I think-
bit of consideration.
I think Persona 4 is stupid looking. The original.
Really?
Yeah. I just
That's
don't, I don't
weird.
like the way it looks. Not their tiny bodies.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
Said there's someone that played Outer Worlds
Mm-hmm.
1.
I'm not
Are you-
interested. I'm not going to play this. I'm not
Alright.
playing Outer Worlds 2.
Well, we'll pin it in the Discord. We'll
I-
see if that becomes.
If that holds true.
You know,
We'll
it's interesting. I saw a
Set up shifts
I
for
saw
all
a
of us to
quote
take
from the
watch.
developer that said that we wanted this one to be less one note, which I think is maybe my biggest criticism of Outer Worlds 1, as that it was just the same thing all over, the same kind of little joke.
So if it's less one note, then what? Are you not interested then?
Because physically playing the game was still not fun for me. In the same way that I don't enjoy playing Fallout every time I've tried, because
Yeah.
the guns don't feel good to shoot people with.
That's fair.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Much like Icona Pop said, I don't care. I love it.
I think that this. I think
Then you
might
play
end
it,
up playing.
David. You play it.
I'm saying that
I'm not gonna play this game. I don't want to. I'm not interested in
I'm
it.
glad.
This is a green eggs and ham
I need
situation.
to write a note down because there's gonna be.
I'm not gonna play it. Ugh.
I'm just saying.
Nothing about it interests
I'm gonna
me.
start devising schemes to trick you
The
into
first
playing
game,
this game.
did interest me, and then I played it, and I found I was not interested in anything the game had to say.
Yeah. I gave it about 2 or 3 hours when it launched, and I was like, all right, I think that's enough for me.
I do think that there's something that's gonna pull you eventually.
What?
I don't know.
I do think it's
I have
funny.
a
You gave
feeling.
Starfield a chance.
Yeah, and that game sucked. But that
You
at
spent
least
120
that
hours.
at
in
least
that game.
was born.
Knew that it sucked.
Yeah, I can definitively say that game sucks. But that was at least born out of a style of game that I do enjoy, which is the Bethesda open world nonsense. It was a bad version of it, lacking all the things that I enjoy about those games that are good. But these games are not born out of that same thing.
All right.
They're distant relatives.
Yeah, they're like
I
second
think
cousins.
it might make you revisit the first one.
No way. No way. No
thank you.
shot.
No, I have
That's
no
crazy.
desire to play that.
I
Outer
actively
Worlds
feel his
again.
life force draining because of this.
I don't know. There's something.
I don't know
about
why
it.
you think I'm going to play this game.
I,
When every time I talk about the first one is me saying I don't like
I
it.
gotta make sure to keep track of your achievements to make sure you're not
Not
playing secretly.
It's absurd that you would even put this on me.
Yeah, we'll see it Game of the Year when somehow you
Somehow Outer
pull it out
Worlds
the back of
2
your pocket.
wins you.
Well, now I'm gonna
the
do it.
Unimind Game
I'm
of
not
the
gonna
Year.
play it, but I am gonna put it on the list.
Dang.
No, you can't diminish your chances of Neo 3 being the Game of the Year.
You know, you.
So true.
I feel like you
How do we forget
strategically
about that?
you strategically decided to not talk about the PlayStation showcase.
because we would have
I
been here for
forgot.
another hour.
I forgot. Yeah, because that one was good. The Marvel fighting game.
Yeah,
and
none of that
God.
matters. The thing that
No, that
matters.
matters.
No, it doesn't.
the Marvel fighting game.
Shut
up.
about
Luminous.
Tokon, which looks good and is fun.
Iron Man in a Gundam suit.
And
Come
the guy
on,
and
dude.
Spider-Man yelling "Spider Senso"
Spider Sensor.
and then dodging. It's wonderful, but it doesn't. I don't care about it. because
Hush your mouth.
because the
greatest game of all time was announced.
This trailer starts and this woman is holding this.
That's
big,
why he hates it.
big
There's-
yellow
it starts with a
crystal,
woman.
and she's like the spirit stones. And I sit up in bed and I'm like, what? What?
He didn't say no.
And then it was Neo 3, and I'm like, what is this world?
Why is there a woman in it? Why is there?
Yeah.
This,
And so I don't care about anything else that happened in that PlayStation showcase, even if they were good, because Neo 3. And I did boot up that demo, and man, it was like, it's kind of uncanny that it was just...
X-Men?
No, I don't care
About
about Marvel Tocone.
Final Fantasy Tactics, though.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to give you another Icona Pop here. I don't care.
You don't care about Tactics?
I don't care about anything that is not Neo 3.
You don't care that they confirmed that Beelzemon's going to be on his bike on his motorcycle in the Digimon
Okay,
game?
the thing that's important there is not he's going to be on his motorcycle, is that you can be on his motorcycle.
Yeah,
Mm,
I know.
that's exciting.
It is important. That's an important
The
part
motorcycle
of culture.
that is a Digimon, technically.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
It is. I know. I know too much.
Yeah.
But that was a specific Beelzemon.
And Pragmata is back. And it's people are really loving it at the previews.
Is it the same Pragmata?
Oh, probably not. It is probably a different Pragmata. But yeah. Neo 3 for Seth. He's mad because women are in it. So he's going to play Outer
It's
Worlds
canon,
2
yeah.
instead.
No women in that.
Can't wait for the end of the year for Seth to be like, well, I didn't beat Neo 3, but I put 200 hours into Outer Worlds 2. I'm just
The
manifesting this.
audacity.
I'm just saying that there's a timeline where this does happen. I don't
Yeah.
know what to...
I don't know what to tell
In
you.
that
buddy.
timeline, I become alt right.
Well, I hope that's not this one then.
You're the guys that
We're the ones pushing
You're the
you
ones
to-
trying to make me do it.
Yeah.
You're trying to radicalize me here.
Oh, God.
We're the Obi-Wan to your Anakin.
Yeah. Trying to red pill me.
Sith pill you.
Sith holocron me. Trying to stick a holocron into me.
Poor Ezra Bridger. He kind of got Sith holocron for a minute there.
Yeah. That happens to the best of us.
It really does. All right. Well, I hope that everyone enjoyed listening to us. There was no Kingdom Hearts 4 at any of this, so
Why?
all of it
live.
was a
That
wash.
was weird.
All of it's a wash anyway, because
Yeah.
there's no Kingdom Hearts 4.
And that almost overshadows Neo 3.
There might be a Nintendo thing.
We should bring it up.
Hopefully.
We all have Switch 2 came out and we all have them and we're all
Yeah.
playing them.
And played Mario
And
Kart. It's a fun time.
I'm playing Onimusha 2
Yes,
on my
sir.
Switch
Yes,
2.
sir.
I'm also playing Mario Kart.
I'm playing Monster Train 2.
Dude, let me tell you, I see the people out there complaining about the open world in Mario Kart. The open world is rad.
I've not
Stop
engaged with it
complaining.
at all.
Stop
I've
complaining.
just
The
been
open
racing.
world is fun. My son sat there on the couch and yelled at me to go to some of the places on the screen, and I would drive to them and he would think they were funny, or the monsters on the screen. He had a blast just telling me where to drive and I would drive to them. The challenges are super fun and some of them are so hard. They made me really mad. And it's because of skill, not because of Mario Kart BS. Like,
One gripe I have. The design of this game so perfectly would fit my pitch that they incorporate the world, like the track altering from Split Second.
yeah, no,
And they
it really
didn't do
does.
it, and it's
Yeah.
not here.
It really would. The one my only small gripe, and we can talk more about Mario Kart later. Is just
Yeah, not right now. So we'll end it there.
There's just a lot of A to B races where you race through a classic old course only once, and I'm like, oh, I kind of
Yeah, I don't quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't quite get the philosophy of what they've done with the Grand Prix, but you know.
I still like it though,
Yeah.
so I'm not complaining.
But I've only played this stuff on 50cc, and so
I've only done 100cc.
I've only done 150cc.
Wow, we're the
This-
CC brothers.
we got them all.
This is weird.
We got them all here. But I was going to say, since it's a lot slower and it's a lot easier to leave people in the dust in 50cc, it does sort of take any of the tension out of the
I saw a lot of people.
the highway parts.
I think that a lot of people need to learn about the brake button. Because there's a lot of people
Brakes
out there.
are not useful in Mario Kart.
No. Here's the thing.
In this one, it is.
There's a lot of people complaining about blue shells because of the increased amount of people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now, here's the thing. If you brake and get into second place, the blue shell will go after the first place
That's
person.
true, but many times
And
you're
in a-
so far ahead.
Not in 150cc,
That's
my
also
friend.
true. That's also true.
So it just brake. Use your supina sense and brake. It's not hard. It's so easy. Just a skill issue, you losers.
Yo,
Is there a character that's a spider? I don't think so.
I didn't see one
No,
yet.
there's no spider. I play as
Are there any
I
spiders
play
in
as Hot Mario. Dude, have you guys unlocked any of the costumes?
I've
I've
unlocked one
unlocked
for
a few.
Yoshi.
I have Hot Mario. He's wearing a button-up open with a backwards hat with
Oh,
sunglasses on.
interesting.
oh, he's
Hot
so cool.
Mario?
That's Beach
There's
Mario.
a very regal King Boo who's got like
No.
like a mustache or something, and I don't know.
Yeah. Cool costumes, but there's not costumes for everyone, which is a
Yeah.
bummer. But all right, we'll talk more about it later, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Arrivederci.
See ya.